Moving on to 2010, on October 6th, the app Instagram officially launched. As far as I can remember, this was the first social media app I got personally suckered into using, and I only started using it in 2015. What did I do in that time?
Well, felt joy for one.
So the whole shtick behind Instagram is that it's mainly meant for posting pictures and videos. If you want to post on the app, you gotta at least post a picture of something. I wonder if that's why the app icon is a camera. So what else makes Instagram distinguishable from other apps?
My printer ran out of ink.
Yeah, there's not much more to say about the actual design of Instagram, at least in terms of what makes it unique. But I think its simplicity is the reason why the vocal majority of Instagram users are more on the younger side. You see, if Facebook is more geared towards Gen X, then I don't think it's a stretch to say Instagram is more directed towards millennials and younger. I mean, hell, it's the reason why I started using it. All of my friends were already on the app. I had to be a part of that crowd.
And before you ask, why, yes, I would jump off that bridge.
There isn't anything inherently better about Instagram in comparison to other similar apps. Instagram's just always felt a lot more modern to me. I've always just felt more connected to Instagram. Believe me, I've gone through the whole Instagram app icon change of 2016. That shit sticks with you. If anything, I think what makes Instagram stand out from other apps is the general vibe, otherwise known as
Fuck you.
Unlike other apps, Instagram's form of giving a like comes in the form of double tapping a post, as opposed to requiring a dedicated like button. This may not seem like such a big deal, but even a small detail such as this completely affects how you interact with others on the app. It makes the concept of liking posts a lot more fast-paced, and thus a lot more streamlined. My general point here is that Instagram feels a lot more geared towards posting likable content in comparison to other apps. Getting likes just makes you feel good about yourself. I remember getting my first like ever on an Instagram post. I put that notification on the fridge. However, I would argue putting this much weight on the validation given to you by other people through this medium isn't very healthy. Even if you think you don't value likes that much when it comes to posting, you can't deny that when you see that message that someone liked your post, you're getting a slight dopamine boost that tells your brain good job and reiterates that likes are good, and if you don't get them, you're doing something wrong. It's like training a puppy. This is sort of an overarching problem with social media apps to me. With the prospect of getting likes always in the back of your mind, it can lead to a lot of thought and care going into these posts that really isn't necessary. A lot of times, these posts are entities that most people are going to see once, interact with in some minuscule fashion, and then never think about again. They're disposable. There's not really a good reason to care so much about each and every one, but there's so many ways to customize your posts, which can lead to overthinking from every angle imaginable. You know, from a certain perspective, there's an art to the Instagram post. Much like how there's an art to the I just took. You gotta choose which pictures you're gonna post, what order they're gonna be displayed, what the perfect caption will be to accompany them, choose a location, who you're gonna tag, if you're gonna tag anybody, choose the right filter. Oh man, should I use Mayfair or Valencia?
I think you should follow up with that job application you sent in 3 weeks ago.
It's all with the intent of making your life look as appealing as possible, because let's face it, this isn't gonna do you any favors. Posting on Instagram just feels a lot more superficial than it does on other apps. You're only really going to want to post the moments that make you the happiest, or at least look like they make you the happiest. But what if you want to post more than that? Like when you're depressed? Well, you could always make a second Instagram account.
Sign me up!
Second accounts are a concept that, in theory, can exist on any social media platform. I just mostly see them on Instagram. From what I can gather and what I've experienced, second accounts are usually made when people have stuff that they want to post, but it just doesn't fit the vibe of their primary account. And a lot of people use their second Instagram accounts to post whatever they want. They truly get to be themselves on their second account. Then what the f was the point of the first one?
What's not to understand here? I wear this hat when I'm going out on the town, and I only wear this hat around my closest friends. And then sometimes I just feel too emotional to wear this one.
Look, I get it. You want to maintain a sort of reputation on your primary account. It makes sense. But to me, it just makes the idea of posting feel so fake. Like, God forbid my primary account followers see me post my fucking cat. No. I only let my true friends see me post that. Okay, when you really think about it, what's the point of letting people follow you if they aren't your friends? Like, damn, today I got validation from a person that I barely ever talked to because I posted an image that summarizes one of the more outwardly better parts of my life recently. I must be fucking awesome. Now, to anyone saying, Antonio, you're getting way too riled up over this, say that again. I dare you. If you think I'm blowing this out of proportion, have you seen how Instagram users treat the act of following other people? I swear, people think the act of following another person on Instagram carries way more weight than it has any right to, especially since this is all that you're doing.
Ooh.
And look, I get that it can raise some eyebrows, signify some level of intimacy between the two parties, but let's put things into perspective here.
This just in, tornado warnings, mass murders, and threats of nuclear war on the horizon. In more important news, Easton followed Abby! Abby! Like, damn, man, just admit you want to f her!
But what about the actual content on Instagram? What is there to digest? Well, besides pictures of people's everyday lives, Instagram is chock full of other types of content. One of my favorite types of accounts to browse through on Instagram has always been the art-based accounts. There are some really talented artists on the app, and without Instagram as a platform, they may have never gotten the recognition they deserve. You can also find comedy skits, music, sports highlights, movie trailers, internet memes. There's a lot of stuff to see. But what if you want to find new content? Well, you could always check out Instagram's Explore page. Instagram's form of finding new content has always been a little quirky to me. You see, much like other apps, Instagram recommends new posts to you based on the content you like. But further than that, it can sometimes recommend you content based on the post that you've interacted with, meaning posts you've liked, commented on, shared, even just viewed. I can look at one picture of a frog and then the next day my Explore page is full of amphibian content.
Not that I'm complaining.
It can also present you with content based on what the people you follow have liked. It's like if on Netflix you were recommended shows that your mom's been watching just because you share an account. Like, God, I don't want to see that. But overall, I gotta say, Instagram? It's definitely not perfect, but I find it a hell of a lot more tolerable than other social media apps out there. Though there is the possibility that I just have a pretty established bias due to this being the first social media app I ever used. You never forget your first time.
No matter how hard I try.